some accountability, a little bit of respect. As a professional, Shad Khan paid you. Shad Khan's done everything. He's opened up the vault. He said, Trent Baalke, do whatever it is that you need to do. Trent Baalke, who is untouchable, okay? Completely untouchable. According to Shad Khan, has put out the best ever roster that he's seen since he has owned this team. It is the most talented and it is the best coached club that he's ever had. You know what that means? You can't touch Trent Baalke. It's onboarding. You're not playing the young guys. You didn't play him last year. You didn't play Mason Smith last week. You're not coaching them the right way. I don't know what this organization is going to do. I'm not in favor of firing Doug Peterson today. I'm just not. It doesn't make any sense to just get rid of a guy after 3 weeks. But if this continues at Houston, and, what's your reaction going to be like against Indianapolis? If they get blown out again, or if they lose and they go 0-4, are you going to give up your seats? Are you going to be here all happy and ready to go against the Indianapolis Colts? And they go away for 2 weeks to London, which, again, is a joke. You should not be playing in freaking London, okay? It's a joke. It is. But, hey, it's the world that we are a part of. You can't do anything about it. I mean, the whole thing passed to the state. Now, one person raised that argument, right? That was already written in. That was like eating and breathing and going to the bathroom. Hell yeah, we're going to play games in London. I mean, it's not even an issue. Of course they're going to play games. That was freaking concrete. Yeah, I was spinning around last night in Buffalo, listening to our broadcast. I listened to the Buffalo Bills broadcast. Even the Buffalo Bills are like, well, maybe we won't have to play a home game in London anymore. Yeah, well, it's just like everyone rips Jacksonville. It's such a punchline. Shad Khan today, through Doug Peterson, full support of this man as the head coach. What do? You could scream at him and coddle him. And the ladder's what's in. Okay? Old school's gone. Coddle. Hamper. Positive reinforcement. No hitting. Water break. No pads. Take a knee. Right? I mean, you can't discipline anymore. The world is spoken. Teachers can't do it. Coaches can't do it. General managers can't do it. Bosses can't do it. You gotta walk that tight line. I don't even know if you can raise your voice anymore. It's today's athlete. They'll pick up that ball and go somewhere else. Just like your 17, 18, 19-year-old, if he spends 2 weeks working over at Woolworths and the GM says, hey, you stocked that shelf wrong. You say, Daddy, I don't want to work here anymore. The GM yelled at me. It's true. That's today. It only works for a few franchises. And every time you see a Bill Belichick, you see a Josh McDaniels who tried, and it didn't work. You see the reinvigoration and the return of Tom Coughlin. It didn't work. You can't be tough anymore. Days of being tough are gone. You got to be soft. You got to be easy. And you got to be positive. Good luck with that. Good luck. There are so many things that I want to say, and I will say. For starters, the Jaguars looked so poorly coached last night. They cannot stop a screen. They cannot stop a short pass in the flat. You would think they never practiced. And Ryan Nielsen, who was getting a lot of pub, including from yours truly, as if he was the second coming, why do you keep playing man-to-man defense against maybe the best quarterback in the NFL who was just picking you apart, destroying you? No adjustments. And you know what? We learned an awful lot last night. Okay, they're without Savage, they're without Tyson. 6 play in, you lose Jarry and Jones. He'd been struggling anyway. He struggled last week against Cleveland. Who knows what he was going to do in this game? I tell you one thing that's really come to light to me. Jacksonville's got terrible safety play. Don't re-sign Andre Sisco. He's not worth the money. He's a good guy. He's an average football player. If you're going to try to tell me Andre Cisco is worth the going rate, you do not know football. Simple, okay? You can't pay him. Antonio Johnson shouldn't be on the field. Antonio Johnson could not cover me, okay? And I'm a big fan of this human being. He's all talk. Oh, he's a massive hitter. Oh, he's a great He can't cover anyone. Seriously. You would think he's never practiced in his life. Cam Robinson, I have an agenda. I would have cut his ass 3 years ago. He sucks. Okay? He is a bad football player. He allowed 8 pressures last night. He allowed 2 sacks last night. And he looks like he does not want to play. Put someone out there. And Walker Little was no better. This organization has totally screwed over Walker Little, okay, since he arrived. They treated him awfully. They treated him as bad as any team can treat a player. Oh, Cam's got to be the left tackle. Oh, well, Walker played 4 games at left tackle. He was, no, let's move him inside the guard. He's not a guard. Let's put him up, whatever. So what are you going to do here? And be realistic. You're not going to fire Trent Baalke. You're not going to fire Doug Peterson. It's not going to happen today. You got a game in 4 days. What is this team going to do? How do you send a message? They've tried everything. Trayvon Walker told me last night. Christian Kirk told me last night. It went on and on and on. We have had players-only meetings. The coaches have tried it all. We have prepared. We are ready. We have practiced it. What gives? Out of all the numbers that they have, the one that staggers me the most, 7 of 32 on third down. Through 3 football games, 7 of 32. 21.9% of the time, they pick up a first down. Last night, they were 2 for 11 on third down. That is so incredibly bad. There's no way to massage that. There isn't. We're going to be busy here over the next couple of hours. I really feel for you, Jacksonville. I know you love this team. I wish the players loved the team the way that you do. I'm not in favor of just blowing this thing up 3 weeks in. I do believe the schedule gets softer, all right? But what is this organization going to do to send a message? I have a couple of ideas I'm going to share with you over the next couple of hours. We're going to be very busy. And as always, we invite you the opportunity to get on in. The best way to do it is on the text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. All right. People are getting taken of eventually as well financially when it comes to cataract surgery. Let's enter the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Let me be blatantly honest with you. If you go to your eye doctor, then all of a sudden they say you need surgery, cataract surgery, go see a surgery counselor. Ugh, no. It's like you don't know who's calling plays. It's like you don't know who's actually going to do the operation. If you're going to have an operation, don't you want your doctor to be the one you're going to sit down and discuss things with? Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez. One of the many reasons why Shmunez Vision is better. It's what they do. For all of the details, just go to Shmunez Vision online. You can also check him out on Instagram at Shmunez Vision. All right, we got a ton to do tonight. With you till 8 o'clock, JJ LaSelva is here. My name is Rick Ballou. I am here. The Jaguars beaten up 47-10 against the Buffalo Bills. They fall to 0-3.
Someone's going to win a tailgate combo pack from Southern Steer Butcher, valued at $100, and it could be you.
Yes!
Every month you'll have a shot at a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and a collectible football. It's the ultimate tailgate. Enter at 1010XL.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our 2 blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market, most passing yards, gives the most for your trade, most receptions, exceptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion. Wow, customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, where you can score big all season long.
It's storm season, and JEA is committed to keeping you informed. In the event of a storm, we'll text and email you about the status of your services. We use Facebook and X to post real-time updates. Our live outage map on JEA.com lets you track restoration progress. And as crews work to restore services, our storm outreach team will be in local neighborhoods to answer your questions. Because as your community utility, JEA is here to keep you safe and connected. Your community, your utility.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Hey sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. Our listeners continue to bet and win big with MyBookie. If you haven't bet with MyBookie yet, they are still running the double deposit bonus. Just sign up with promo code 1010XL. We have a huge week starting with college and NFL games on Thursday night. Get signed up now for Virginia Tech traveling to Miami. The Hurricanes are a 17-point favorite with an over-under at 55.5 at MyBookie. With the way Miami's been scoring, covering that spread looks like no problem. And how about a Thursday night football division matchup? The Cowboys travel to New York to take on the Giants. The Giants are 4.5-point home underdogs. If you think they can keep this one close, take those 4.5 points with the Giants. For a limited time, MyBookie is bringing back the double deposit bonus. Use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. Double your money with 1010XL before you even place a bet. Bet anything, anywhere, anytime, and make your season a winning season at MyBookie.
Salvatore's famous pizza now in Jacksonville, Tapestry Park off Southside Boulevard. In honor of our favorite player, number 16, Salvatore's large pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping, only $16. Coupon at salvatores.com. Dine in, pick up, and delivery. $16 for a large Salvatore's pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping. Coupon at salvatores.com. Tax and delivery extra.
It's the Gator Podcast Channel with Frank Frangie and me, Dan Hicken, on all things Gators. Hacker and Denny Thompson have Gator Bites, and you can find them wherever you find podcasts or at 1010XL.com. Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees, and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari, at Bari Orthopedics.
Duck Duck Rooter is currently hiring in all departments. We want great plumbers, CDL drivers, drain field installers, and lift station technicians. If you have experience in your trade and love to deliver a super high-quality level of customer service, you have found the right company. You will enjoy our benefits package that includes excellent weekly pay, paid holidays, health insurance, and working for the best in the industry. Apply at duckduckrooter.com. That's duckduckrooter.com. And click on the careers page. Duck Duck Rooter is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey with my own Awaken 180 celebration. Maybe not 100 pounds like Hacker, but it's been a full year since I dropped 26 pounds and I haven't put a single pound back on. For a whole year. Free support for life at awaken180weightloss.com.
If you're searching for a new fence installation, challenge yourself to find a fence company with more positive online reviews than Superior Fence and Rail. With over 3,000 reviews and a 4.9 out of 5 review range, Superior Fence and Rail is, well, superior. So take the online challenge or let their professional team show you what superior service looks like. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
RJ Saunders here, sports lovers. I recently took a tip from Frank Frangie when I needed to send flowers to my mother. Frank told me that Kuhn Flowers is the only florist he ever uses. So that's what I do now. I use Kuhn Flowers. Find them online at kuhnflowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Mondays are brought to you by Miller Electric. It's a Tuesday, but I wasn't with you last night. Instead, I was in Buffalo. Good thing I wasn't late for Toe Meets Weather. My goodness, 10 plays, 70 yards, 5:38 off the clock, 6-0. Missed PAT. Thought there was a glimmer of hope after the missed PAT. Miller Electric, fine company right here in Jacksonville. Been around for almost 100 years. Experienced electricians looking for your next big opportunity, go to Miller Careers. They reward hard work, best pay, top benefits, unbeatable culture. That's huge. A lot of individuals who work over at Miller Electric. Outstanding people, no matter where you go in town. You see them because they are the go-to in the world with the electricians. So check them out. Just go to Miller Electric Company. Go to Miller Careers to get all of your information. All right, let's go inside the locker room after last night's game. It was hard to get a lot of stuff. Again, the timing was all blown up because Doug took forever to get there. So you had to try to get something, and it's your job. And trying to get player reaction after this blowout was difficult. Nonetheless, I did catch up with Christian Kirk.
In your career, you've been on good teams and you've been on some not so good teams.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a team that's been, not necessarily tonight, but the first two games, been this close, but can't get it done?
Can't say that I have. That's the thing. That's the hard part about this situation is I do believe we're a good football team. We have a lot of really good talent because there's a difference of, when you're just on a bad football team and you don't have a lot of talent, and some days that team is just better than you. But I really do think, there are the pieces here, and that's the most frustrating part. Now, regardless of the pieces you have, you go out there and you play a team like that and you do the things we do, you don't even have a chance. So that's, I think, the most frustrating part about all of this.
So what does this football team do? And let's sit at the adults table. Try to eliminate your anger and your knee-jerk reaction. They're not going to fire Trent Baalke. They're not going to fire Doug Peterson. That's not going to happen this week. How do you send a message? That's what we're looking for. Trevor Lawrence has no confidence. He has no confidence in himself. His accuracy is awful. He threw one of the worst footballs I've ever seen him throw in the pickoff by Hamlin. It had been rumored, but now it's obvious. He has even less confidence in this play call. Whether it's Doug or Press or Doug, or Doug one play, Press the next. Hey, 3 plays, 1 yard passing. 3 and out. Whoever's calling the plays is not working. He's got no confidence there. He's got no confidence in his offensive line. That's the only part of all this where you were right and I was right. This is the worst offensive line in football, and it has been that way consistently year after year after year after year after year. This is a terrible offensive line. I have spoken on this ever. They are really bad. And it's as if they don't care. I talked with Brandon Sheriff last night. I mean, you talk about a robotic answer. We just got to get together. We just got to take it. I mean, it was like, dude, come on. Giving you an opportunity to speak to your fan base here. Really a shame. I would start with Cam Robinson. First of all, I would do whatever it takes to try to trade Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson made over $1 million last night. And it was one of the worst offensive line performances I think I've ever seen. He looks slow. I know he's got a knee. I know he's been nicked. But everyone knows he's going to be nicked. When's the last time Cam Robinson gave you 17 games? When's the last time Cam Robinson went out there and gave it 110% for 17? He always gets hurt. He's selfish. He got popped for 4 games. PED. He's not a leader. There's still a lot of you out there, though, that have that cult-like following when it comes to Cam. Walker Little's not any better. Walker Little's confidence is destroyed. The organization did that to him. Walker Little didn't do it. The organization did it to him. As for Cleveland, I don't know. Mitch Moore, I don't know. Anton Harrison has gotten worse. What happened there? Well, he's playing the wrong tackle position. You know your starting left tackle is going to be next year? Of course, Ballou, we all do. It's Cam Robinson. They're going to sign him to a new deal. No, it's going to be Anton Harrison. Year 3, he's going to have to relearn the position because Trent Baalke drafted him, even though he had 23 starts, 22 at left tackle, and said, watch this. I'll make him a right tackle. And you know what? He won in year 1. Guy went the last 9 games of the year without giving up a sack. So what do? You bench Cam Robinson. Is that going to have an effect on the wide receivers? Is that going to have an effect on the running backs? Is that going to have an effect on the defense? Or don't they care? This is one guy who's still getting paid. Whether you play him or you do not play him. It's going to be very interesting to see that. By the way, Anton Harrison with the knee, day-to-day. Jarian Jones, the shoulder, after 6 plays, day-to-day. Gabe Davis, caught up with him in the locker room after the game, shoulder, day-to-day. The big blow's Foye with his foot injury. He's week to week. He may not be able to give it a go this Sunday in Houston. And all of a sudden, you're beaten up. Because you have no Savage, you have no Tyson Campbell, and we just talked about Jarian Jones, who's on. This happens all across the league. You cannot make an excuse for that. So what do? I'd bench Cam. I'd bench Roy Robertson Harris. He had, what, 2 miss? He had more missed tackles than tackles last night. Roy Robertson Harris had 2 missed tackles. He had 0 tackles. What's he giving you? I'm just asking. He's supposed to be a fearless leader. What's Roy Robertson Harris giving you? What's Devon Hamilton giving you? And that part bothers me. Because, again, I like a lot of these guys. I'm a big fan of Andre Sisco. I'm a big fan of Devon. I like them as human beings. They're not playing good football. How can you have so many guys on this team playing bad football? All right, the scheme isn't working. I got it. When's the last time a defensive scheme has worked in Jacksonville? It didn't work with the Leo and the Otto, with Todd Wash. It certainly didn't work after the situation that came in from Tampa with Mike Caldwell. And again, the headlines on Ryan Nielsen, it's like getting married for the 6th time. She's the one. Look at her in that white dress. It's really going to work. Marriage number 7. The constant, myself included, gushing over Ryan. He's playing man-to-man defense, and Josh Allen. You could have put Josh Allen in quicksand, and he would have picked apart Jacksonville last night. Picked them apart. You had no pressure. You had no imagination. You had no blitzing. And you sat in man-to-man coverage. I think 13 of their first 16 plays were passes, short variety passes in the flat. screens. No answer. What do you do, JJ? What does this organization do to, flip the switch?
Well, there's nothing you can do this season. I mean, it's far too late for that. But, yeah, you got to fire Trent. You got to fire Doug. And, yeah, start fresh with I don't think this roster's good. It's as simple as that. I mean, these guys can't compete with the rest of the NFL. You can't do anything about Trevor. I mean, you already screwed that up. You gave him a contract when you didn't have to. Now you look so stupid. That's inexcusable. Trent has to go just for that alone. So, yeah, you fire everybody, start fresh next offseason.
Notice we didn't even really mention that. I think you and I are the only two guys in the city who said don't give him the contract extension. I promised I wasn't going to go back to that just to prove a point. So I won't. But we know our listeners. They all wanted this deal done. Get ahead of it. Pay him. Now you're turning. But you're a fan. You're allowed to turn. You can go face to heel to face in a heartbeat. That's why I love you. Here's a guy telling me stop the cam. Whatever. He's been the most consistent Jaguar since 2017. He's the only Jaguar who's been here since 2017.
Tyler Shatley.
I mean, who the hell else are you going to mention? Who else has been here? He's been grossly overrated.
I agree with that, but man, Cam Little looked freaking terrible last night.
Cam Little. Yeah.
Or whatever his name is.
Walker
Little.
He did. He absolutely did. Doug Peterson, and I quote, has to be changes, whether it's play design, personnel, everything is on the table. Okay. Is that just words? Are we going to get to Houston on Sunday, play a football game, win or lose, yet there'll be no difference that you can tell with your eyes? What's going to happen here? I mean, I'm.
What can they do?
Yeah, I just gave two examples. Sit two guys down.
Are they going to bring Mac Jones out there? Or,
can you imagine that?
No, I couldn't. Speaking of a backup looking terrible, oh my God.
These backup members of the secondary are not good football players. It's a reason why Christian Braswell didn't make the team. We saw that yesterday in plus 30 snaps. Buster Brown is a little bit of a cult type figure here. You see him trying to cover Keon Coleman? I mean, these are glaring omissions. This isn't tip the cap. Your opponent made a great play. This is glaring. These are massive misses. There's no other way to say it. You've been a very patient fan base. You've seen how you can lose every way possible. But it really appears now that, man, they've missed. They have missed with their personnel. And who's the one? Because so many have been fooled, including myself. But you know who's been fooled most? Your owner, Shad Khan. Let me find the quote before we head to our next break. Let me find it. Quote, this is Shad Khan. Quote, make no mistake, this is the best team assembled by the Jacksonville Jaguars ever. Best players, best coaches, but most importantly, let's prove it by winning now. That is your head coach. Excuse me, that is your owner. It is the most outspoken he has ever been. That is not a business-related situation with this organization. He said that. He then directly or indirectly made his point of view on who he thought should be calling plays. It's as outspoken as we've heard our owner. And reportedly last night, I mean, I was there with Mike DiRocco and Demetrius Harvey. Demetrius Harvey, I told you, I mean, Doug Peterson was incredibly late to the press conference. I mean, not 5 minutes late. Talking about very, 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 very late. And this is what Demetrius Harvey said. Someone close to the Jaguars owner, Shad Khan, to me tonight says this is angrier than I've ever seen Shad. He is usually a reserved, kind gentleman. Not tonight, end of quote. Well, good. He should be. This man has opened up his wallet. He has never said no to a football-related decision. You've never heard about him pinching pennies and no, don't sign that guy, don't sign that. He has given full autonomy to Dave Caldwell and to Trent Baalke to bring in any free agent you want. This organization has had 2 number 1 picks. 2 of them. And right now you can make the case that they were mistakes. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has lost 8 straight football games as a number 1 pick. He's done that twice. He did it as a rookie. He did it now going into last night's game. Only Jim Plunkett as a number 1 player has done 8 straight losses. And he's part of the blame game. He has to be better. He's a totally rattled guy. 0 confidence. I like the fact that Shad Khan is upset about this. I think there was a feeling years and years ago that Shad really didn't care. You know, he's a businessman, didn't really know much about football. He's tired of losing. That man doesn't lose. You're not worth more than $12 billion by losing. Everything he does, he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. This organization has gone through it all. Let's bring back Tom Coughlin. Let's go get the great Urban Meyer. Let's settle things down with the even keel Super Bowl winning quarterback and coach, or Super Bowl winning coach, and Doug Peterson. Man, I thought Doug Peterson was a phenomenal hire. I thought he nailed it. When did he lose it? All right, let's come back. Let's get more from you. This team really, you need a great quarterback. You need good players to become stars. Who's the best player on the team right now? Quick, who is it?
Oh, my God. Brian Thomas Jr.
I think it's Josh Allen.
Oh, he's trash, man.
Josh Hines Allen.
He sucks. He sucks.
I think he's the best player on the team.
Year last year, made all this money, and he's back to being nothing. He's a nobody. And so is, dude, your first overall pick with Trayvon. Trayvon sucks.
You don't want Hutch here.
Oh, of course not. I mean, dude, I saw that guy got stoned every single play last night. Like, they have nothing.
He wasn't a JJ.
Dude, they gave up a touchdown on every single drive in the game that counted in the NFL. Like, Florida A&M doesn't even do that when they play, like, Miami. Or, you know, like, you don't even see that in Samford versus Florida type games. That is so bad. They did nothing last night. There was 0 pressure on Josh Allen all night. I don't want to hear it about Josh Hines Allen anymore. He sucks.
I think he's the best player.
Trayvon sucks.
All right. Well, let's ask the listeners. 641-1010.
I'm sure they don't feel too.
Brought to you by Lifetime. I do. If I was ranking right now, I would say he's 1 and Foye Oluwakon's 2.
Okay, I'll give you that. But doesn't that say a lot that Josh Allen's your best? If you think he's the best player, how has he played this season? He's been terrible. He has like 9 tackles or something. Like, if he is your best player, that's very damning.
I didn't plan on going down this road. What I wanted to say was, in order to be successful in this league, you need a great quarterback, and you need your above average players to be elite, okay? To be among the best in the NFL. Look who's won 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. They have an incredible quarterback, and then they have some elite players. Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. I mean, the best of the best. And you need leadership. I remember when this team got blown out in its infancy against Detroit. Okay, in year 1. There were leaders. They weren't going to allow that to happen. Yeah, they changed up the roster, and they had a lot of success in 1996. But there was a respect value with one another, with those teams in the mid to late 90s, that they were collectively as a group going to find a way to turn things around. Who leads that here in Jacksonville? Again, Trayvon Walker last night, Christian Kirk last night. They told me time and again, we've had the players' meetings. We've tried it all. It's not good enough. And I know comparing this team to a team from the mid-90s is absolutely wrong because it's a totally different style of football. And more importantly, it's a totally different athlete.
Yeah.
The athletes back then wanted to be good. And Tom Coughlin and his staff could get on them and did get on them I'd love to know the last time Doug Peterson fined someone. Coughlin would fine people for reasons that you would not believe. Okay? He fined them all. I don't know the last time Doug Peterson Cam Robinson gave up 8 pressures last night. Fine him. He made $1 million. He embarrassed your team. And he's just one of many. No, he's a player's coach. Doug's got this. I'm a Peterson guy, too. This hurts. I really thought Doug Peterson was the man. What are you going to do next? Blow it up? Bring in Bill Belichick? You're going to bring in another former, the best of the best. Tom Coughlin, Urban Meyer. Let's bring in Bill Belichick at the age of 72. Bring Josh McDaniels in to run the offense, right? Hey. You going to go with a young 38-year-old Ben Johnson, who's never been a head coach? That didn't work out too well with Gus Bradley. I mean, this...
And if you're Belichick, you got to be looking at the situation here and being like, maybe I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, but maybe Belichick believes there's a quarterback here. I'm just saying, maybe he believes there's a quarterback here who has not been coached well. Josh McDaniels has done a fantastic. Now, again, he just had Tom Brady. Maybe that's unfair. We're talking about the greatest quarterback of all time. Maybe a lot of this is on Trevor. Trevor just got $275 million. Maybe Trevor Lawrence should show up to practice tomorrow with a shaved head. Something. Seriously.
It worked for Samson.
Show up tomorrow with a cue ball and say, I'll grow back my locks, but I've had enough of this, and flip a table. Never going to happen. Yeah, not going to happen. It's not. These guys are going to get paid on Thursday. They're going to get paid on Thursday, whether they lose 47-10 or whether they lose 24-20. They're getting paid on Thursday. 641-1010. Lifetime enclosures. Tell us, who is the best Jaguar right now on this roster?
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle. If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle. Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hey, gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity, but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's ChadAndSandy.com.
In its final year, we encourage you to help create great futures for young people when you run or walk at Mackenzie's Run, Saturday, November 23rd. Join Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for a 5K and 1 mile fun run through the beautiful stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. Enjoy food, live music, face painting, family fun, and more at our Runners Village. Register at MacKenziesRun.org. Mackenzie's 5K and Fun Run, November 23rd. MacKenziesRun.org.
Right now, they're on their way to ruin your day. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. And if you're not prepared, you will suffer. Yes, it's that time of the year. Heat and humidity are attacking North Florida. But help is at hand. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike Merritt has a license to chill and lets you maintain your comfort zone at a bargain price. How? Mike Merritt stands ready to help, routine or emergencies. And Mike Merritt knows emergencies can happen at any time. So with Mike, there's never any overtime charges. And Mike's team works without commissions. Merritt will never try to sell you parts you don't need. You can't trust just anyone with a truck. Call Mike Merritt, the company North Florida has trusted for 35 years. Call today. License number CAC 050384.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business. Window World, simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
This is Dr. Michael Iorio, internal medicine physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Safety Andre Cisco weighed in on the team-wide disappointment that has came from the first 3 games of the season, including last night's 37-point loss. Cisco, being one of the leaders on defense, is taking last night's collapse personally and is focused on how the Jaguars can begin improving on and off the field.
Hard to get a feel right now. A lot of bitterness and disappointment. It's putting too much work for this, and so it's hard to understand why this is happening. Just waiting to see what it is to learn and take from it. Obviously beyond the film. Just when it comes to character, when it comes to living right, when it comes to doing things right on a consistent basis. This is always a little bit bigger than what you guys see on the field. We kind of got to internally figure out what it is.
This is Max Fink here with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The 5434 says, what do you guys think of Vrabel to coach the Jaguars? I love it. he would be one of my three guys, along with Bill Belichick and Ben Johnson. But there's a large part of me that believes you have to hire an offensive coach.
For Trevor.
Absolutely. And I know you could say, well, hire a defensive coach like Mike Vrabel and get the best offensive coordinator in the NFL. And the reason why I don't want to do that is if you're too good, you're going to become a head coach somewhere. You're going to lose them in a year or two. And before I know people are probably driving off the road that I just stated that. Hayes Carline made a great point. Hayes Carline's column says, fire Doug Peterson. Fire him. It's over. His message is not getting through. I don't think it's time yet. I don't know the benefit of firing him right now, 3 weeks in. It's certainly building, but I wouldn't do it yet. I'd hire an offensive coach for that reason. And I want a head coach who is working – I don't care who the quarterback coach is and the offensive coordinator is, and obviously it's very important, but I want the head coach to be tied with the quarterback. And in Hayes' column, he mentioned Sean Payton and Drew Brees. That's a great example. We could think of Josh McDaniels. All right, there was Charlie Weiss. There was Bill O'Brien. There were others. I want a head coach who calls play. I know it's hard to get a Sean McVay. But that's what I would like. And it is very tempting with Mike Vrabel. And even more tempting with Bill Belichick, who's 72 years of age. I get it. But that's where I would go if this thing does completely blow up. The greatest offensive mind who you believe can be a head coach. And it's so disappointing because I really thought that Doug Peterson was that guy. I did. I mean, JJ, I did. I thought he had the personality. I thought he had the knowledge. He played the position. He's a Super Bowl winning coach.
The offensive know-how, like the relationship with Trevor, the game, the play calling ability. I agree. You know what Doug Peterson did? Gave up on Carson Wentz. Does Doug Peterson right now want to give up on Trevor Lawrence? Is Doug Peterson right now privately saying Mac Jones didn't do himself any favors last night coming in. Mac Jones isn't the answer. You can win games in the NFL with Mac Jones if everyone else plays well. I mean, right now, Jacksonville's number one on the clock. You got to trade that pick for a team that desperately needs a quarterback, who wants Quinn Ewers, who wants Carson Beck. You've invested in Trevor. You got to fix Trevor Lawrence. You just poured $275 million. You just put his name over the bill. You put his name on the building. The guy had lost 6 straight. Now it's 8 straight. They're not doing him any favors with that. You talk about pressure. Well, hey, man, you pay a guy $55 million a year. You should be okay. Trevor Bank. Guys lost 8 straight. I mean, come on. 8 straight games. Tonight's show brought to you by Thermal Engineers, and they are hiring a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for more than 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers. How does top pay, 401k, full benefits sound? How about a signing bonus? Wow. They're an expanding company, a growing company. If you want 40-plus hours a week, you got it. You want overtime, you got it. Go to Thermal Engineers, Inc. or call them at 230-1172. They're an equal opportunity employer. Thermal Engineers, Inc. 230-1172. Again, top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus for technicians and installers. Just go to Thermal Engineers, INC. All right, much more from you. Getting a ton in here. And every other one's fire Bulky. Bulky's not getting fired. Bulky's going to survive all of this. Okay? This entire thing's going to blow up. Not this week, but it's going to happen this year. And Trent Baalke's going to be the survivor. Trent Baalke has Shad Khan convinced
that he has given this team the best roster that he can. Make no bones about this, ladies and gentlemen. Trent Baalke survives.
He's fearless in the face of danger when entering enemy territory.
What is your mission?
Get insights and interviews from Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline when he takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. It's time for Bravo Days, Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified sales event at Nimnik Buick GMC. Now, for a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 1.9% APR or $500 in down payment assistance on Car Bravo certified vehicles at Nimnik. Now is the time to shop certified used vehicles and buy with confidence at Nimnik Buick GMC. Shop online at nimnikbuickgmc.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Make your dream of living in luxury a reality in Lennar's newest 55 and up active adult community, Edenbrook at Highland Trail. Located in the heart of Green Cove Springs, Edenbrook offers world-class amenities with a dedicated activities director and homes starting in the high 300s. With rates as low as 3.99% and up to $50,000 in flex cash on our new Edenbrook homes, the time to buy is now. Call 904-643-3750 to find out more. Your life of luxury awaits in Edenbrook at Highland Trail by Lennar.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, zero down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Best Bet is number one. That's right. Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park have one card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play against a designated player, one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war. Just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. More at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Salvatore's famous pizza now in Jacksonville, Tapestry Park off Southside Boulevard. In honor of our favorite player, number 16, Salvatore's large pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping, only $16. Coupon at salvatores.com. Dine in, pick up, and delivery. $16 for a large Salvatore's pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping. Coupon at salvatores.com. Tax and delivery extra.
Hacker here, and the celebration continues on my countdown to 100 pounds. I'm now at 93.5 pounds with only 6.5 pounds to go. That will be a 100-pound swing in just over 6 months. Only a couple of more weeks to go, and I feel awesome. Life-changing and life-saving is what I like to say. Maybe you don't have 100 pounds to lose. Maybe it's 25 like Mike Dempsey or 40 like Matt Hayes. Whatever your number is, bring it to Awaken 180 and ask them how fast you'll reach it. But Hacker, I've tried other programs and diets before. Why will Awaken 180 work? That's simple. Because if I can do it, anyone can do it. Remember, when I hit that 100-pound mark, we're going to celebrate. I'll keep you updated every week as I get closer. And you can even join in on the celebration. Pick up the phone and make your own 180. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Introducing Gatorade Water. Alkaline and electrolyte infused for great taste. Gatorade Water, always in motion.
Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade, the studied, tested, and proven fuel of the world's greatest athletes. Gatorade Water, proudly supporting high school sports on the First Coast.
A customer called Duck Duck Rooter saying they had some nasty stuff backing up inside their home. So we went with our camera to look inside their plumbing lines. And sure enough, tree roots in the sewer line. Need to see what's blocking your lines? Call our team to locate the issue and provide solutions to resolve it. 904-862-6769. Visit duckduckrooter.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jags. Duck Duck Rooter, your fully insured and certified plumbing contractor, residential and commercial.
Hey, Hicken here. Are you tired of having your carpets professionally cleaned only to have them looking dingy again? Zero Res can help. I'll tell you what, they have the technology. Zero Res uses its patented ZR water that cleans beautifully without using any soaps, detergents, or shampoos. That means zero residue left behind. And guess what? Zero Res falling back in time for September. 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $129, and we'll clean a 4th room for free. That's right. The 4th room is on me. Zero Res, man. Spell it forward. Zero Res, spell it backwards. It's a right way to clean.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
That sun's going to come up tomorrow, and Houston wants no part of Duval. Right now, they're a 6-point dog. Jacksonville. They go to Houston. They show that they're human with a loss over the weekend. Nile Lawrence-Stample is here. Won a national title at Florida State. Played for the Cleveland Browns. Owns a business here in town, NLS Cleaning. And you're wearing that Duval shirt today.
Yes,
Loud
sir.
and proud.
Yes, sir.
That was nasty last night, buddy.
That was a rough one. That was a rough one to watch. Holy smokes, man.
You know, we've looked at it from every way possible. It just appears that the coaching, the teaching, the message is not getting through right now to this Jaguar football team.
Yeah, it looks like people are really trying on an individual effort. It doesn't look like you had a lot of people that were trying to kind of rally each other. Trevor looks like he's trying and he wants to do well, but it's just the pieces aren't in place. And it just doesn't look very functional.
Can you spark a team? Can you do something as a coach? I don't know, go out and hit, bench a couple of players, or is it now time for there to be a leader in that locker room who grabs everyone else and leads by example?
Yeah, I think the leadership has to improve, but when you're dealing, especially in the NFL, you're dealing with a different dynamic. So if you have guys that are in there and they're not fully bought in and they're not doing some of the things that they need to, really, it's very difficult to have everybody come on board. Like this has got to be something that is getting pushed on a real large scale. So majority of the players have to be bought in order to get the few stragglers. But if it's the majority that aren't bought in, that is a potential overhaul. And that's why some of these organizations do that, just because it's so many cancers are in the facility that it's just hard and it's not necessarily them being bad players, bad people. It's just necessarily not them going to the next level for their team.
Yeah. I mean, Jacksonville's been blown out before. I remember a few years ago when they were playing some really good football. All of a sudden, San Francisco lays the wood, but it's just a bad day or a bad night. You can make that case. And, Jacksonville lets one get away against Miami. They should have won that game. Yeah. They should have knocked off the Cleveland Browns. So if you're 2-0 and you get blown out last night, you just say, hey, this was not our night, and you turn the page. But when you lose when you lose two, you should have won. Then you get embarrassed on national TV. That's a tough pill to swallow.
That is a huge, that's a a situation that no team wants to be in, because you start to doubt yourself, you start to doubt what's going on around you, and then you end up just going to work, right?
Yeah.
You don't really go to be a part of a process of a team. You go to just go through the motion. So someone is definitely going to have to try to turn them around. I hope Trevor can do that. It seems like everyone really buys into what he's pushing, but it is a turn has to happen.
I talked to your former teammate last night at Florida State, Ronald Darby, in the Jaguars locker room after the game in Buffalo, and of course he played with the Bills, and he answered all the questions, and that's the part about this that is so tough to understand, Nile, is that I think the right questions have been asked about players-only meetings, and they've had them. Several guys told me that last night. The coaching, it's just – it's not working, and it feels like there's talent on this team. It's driving the fans crazy, but I got to believe it's also hurting these players individually.
Yeah, because they have a goal. They have their own individual goals. Some of these, especially like Ronald Darby, who's an amazing player, but also an amazing person. He came here in order to win. He came here to help an organization. So when players like that aren't seeing that the effort is being pushed through for everybody and it's not working, it gets very frustrating.
Yeah. You know what I saw last night that was blatantly obvious? Buffalo was faster. That was a faster football team. And the way that Josh Allen runs that offense, you just wish that Trevor could do the same thing. You need his legs to run it. The running lanes are there for Josh Allen to pick up first, and then just to dump that ball off short stuff in the flats, screen games. I thought Jacksonville was a faster football team. Buffalo absolutely had an extra gear last night.
Josh Allen looked so dialed in. He looked so comfortable. He looked like he was just playing out there with his kids. Just like, hey, this is what we're doing. Let's get into it. I was so happy to watch Keon Coleman. I will say, obviously, as a Florida State, Keon Coleman got his first touchdown last night. That was really cool to watch. But he orchestrated that offense, and it just looked so polished and so crisp. They did whatever they wanted to do, and that's where Trevor has to be clicking, and he has to get it kind of together with this offense in order for them to be able to work well together at all times.
Yeah, they're missing Ingram, but it just watching the routes last night, they're not getting open the way that Buffalo was getting up. Gabe Davis not getting open. Christian Kirk, even though he had, I think, 9 targets and 7 receptions. I thought Brian Thomas Jr. got open at times, and obviously he's fast. The other two we're talking about are getting up there in age a little bit. But again, to the naked eye, it's very obvious.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. Hey, the alma mater finally gets off the schneid.
We got a W. We got a W.
Man,
we got a W. Finally.
It was a heart attack game. 14-9 knocking off Cal.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I'll say that. It wasn't pretty. But I think it did a lot for Florida State, and it did a lot for the organization. Everyone, fans, players, everyone included. It did a ton for them just because it's been rough. We got 4 games we have that we haven't won in a row. It is a difficult run that we've gone on. So winning and getting a W underneath our belt was big for everybody.
I'm glad you mentioned the fans because I think they've been outstanding through all of this. Everything during the offseason, they took every punch. They laid out. And obviously, they were disappointed by their early performance, but on Saturday.
Yeah, they were, and they booed DJ going in, right? And that's been a whole thing. I've talked about it a ton, and we've had a bunch of people have different thoughts on it. But as a player, I think you genuinely earn the respect when you go to a point to where you feel like you can control the fans and control the people that come there and support the team. I think it becomes an issue personally. I think the people that come in there are there to support already off the bat. That's why they're there. If they're not happy with someone's play, it's that player's job in order to figure it out and earn the respect of the fans that are there supporting them overall.
Nile Lawrence-Stample, our guest, won a national title at Florida State, also played on the defensive line for the Cleveland Browns. I thought Florida State's defensive line was better against Memphis. Not enough to win the game, but boy, did they really come up big. 7 sacks and a ton of pressure getting their first victory against California.
Yeah, I think I don't think we've given Adam Fuller enough. Obviously, he's struggled and the defensive line has struggled, but it seems like him and his staff have figured out something in order to help.
Mm-hmm.
We're blitzing a little bit more, and not necessarily blitzing linebackers. We're actually blitzing our linemen. So we're shooting gaps, and we're being a little bit more strategic on how we're going after the run, which really paid off. And it worked a little bit at Memphis, and then it really worked for Cal. So that was super awesome to watch. And then watching all of our defensive ends and our Patrick Paytons be able to come over into spy since he's a little bit mobile, I think we utilized our personnel very well this past game. And I think it obviously showed fruitful. And it showed fruitful for the defense. It wasn't a pretty win, but when it comes to that defensively, it couldn't have been better.
Yeah, Marvin Jones Jr. had a really good fourth quarter, but Patrick Payton and Joshua Farmer, by far the best game they had all year. It's almost as if someone got in their ear and told them that NFL tape doesn't lie.
Yeah, exactly. And I was making an analogy, and I was saying it's almost like they were in bed and someone came into the room with some cold water and shot it right on their face and was like, wake up. It is time to wake up. Your opportunity is here. It is right now. Let's get after it. Maybe you thought you were more ready than you were, but maybe let's go back into the lab and let's dig that dog back out because it's not barking right now.
Yeah.
And they've responded, and that's what you need. Sometimes you're not going to be perfect, but if you can adapt and kind of figure out what's going on and make those adjustments, you're going to get what you saw on Saturday.
And I was glad Marvin Jones Jr. had particularly those two last defensive drives. He did not have a good early game for Florida State, and frankly has not done much at all in the first three contests. But he came up large in that fourth quarter. Marvin Jones Jr.
Yeah, he did, especially towards the back end of that game.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the pass rushing is something that he's still trying to pick up and still trying to kind of perfect his package that he has. But towards the back end of that game, it's when you're consistent and you're persistent and you're going after it that some of those opportunities can come. And he was there when the opportunity came, and it was big. And I'm super happy for him because he is definitely one of the good ones. And I really hope that he can use this as momentum to kind of get him to that next level and for him to hopefully open up and get to the player that he wants to be.
Linebacker play getting any better because they still really struggle when it comes to defending a screen.
Yeah. So it's funny because I thought the linebackers played a little bit better because we were more disruptive up front. Obviously, it always starts up front, but I think we need to be a little bit more disciplined when it comes to our eyes. I think it's been an issue from the beginning, not being able to see some of the wheel routes, not being able to see some of the personnel matching that you need to have. I thought we did a better job this past Saturday, but I think overall, the linebacker core improved, but we need to be a little bit more disciplined.
The fans, the fans here are upset. They're upset with everyone. The fans in Tallahassee clearly have made themselves heard. They want to go to Brock Glenn. What's your whole – I would assume you wouldn't make a change now after getting a win, but still I think it's 12, 13, and 14 is what Florida State has scored in their last three games as far as total points.
Yeah, and it's so when people say they want to go to Brock, it's tough because what Norvell's job is to win games. That's his job. And it's not necessarily to develop players, and which he's going to do, but this isn't turning into a development year. And I've heard a lot of people say, okay, well, bring Brock in and let's start working on the new guys, which I guess in a certain sense, but it's about winning games. That's his job, to get bowl eligible, to potentially, who knows what happens towards the back end of the season, but it is to win games. And if DJ gives us our best shot of that, regardless if he's leaving next year, he needs to be the guy behind the wheel.
All right, some opponents that are coming up for Florida State. Next week, SMU. They put up 66 points. In 2 weeks, Clemson. They put up 59 points. Miami put up a 50-burger against what I think is a good South Florida football team. I watched that entire game. Duke goes 4-0. They put up 45 points. Florida State is, and I didn't even mention Notre Dame, and Florida, who had their best offensive display of the season, even up their record at 2 apiece. Florida State's getting ready to take on some really polished offenses in college football. They got to find a way to score more points.
Yeah, there's no way. And your defense can only do so much, right? So offense is going to have to find a way to drive the ball and get points on the board. And if you ask me, DJ has shown some struggles, but I think obviously a ton of struggles at this point. But I think if there's anything that I can say, it seems very mental. It doesn't seem like something that he can't do. It seems like he's very much in his head and he's having a mental block. And we're seeing it slowly work through progressions. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback and he's really an ideal prodigy if he were to get through this mental block. But all I'm saying is if there is a ceiling, it's very high, and we've only seen the tip of it. So if he can break through this mental block, you never know what this season's going to lie with him.
Final couple of minutes with Nile Lawrence-Stample joining us here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. You go back off-season, this game in Dallas against SMU, their Atlantic Coast Conference opener, was highlighted, but the assumption was Florida State's the favorite, Florida State wins. Now all of a sudden they find themselves a 6-point underdog. You're connected over there. After winning and now being told all week you're a dog against a team that just put up 66 points, what do you think's going through their heads?
That's what you want. That's what you want. In the position that we're in right now, not being a great Florida State team, that's what we want. We want to be the underdog in this situation. We want to be able to go and prove someone wrong. I think obviously teams sometimes play better. I know Florida State plays better sometimes as the underdog, and I would rather be able to go in there because we've been projected high all season. Let's go ahead and flip the switch. No one thought we were going to come out and beat Cal. Let's have the same thoughts when it comes to SMU and hopefully go in there and hit them in the mouth.
You're going to win this week, 2 in a row?
Listen, I think we have an opportunity. That's for sure. I do. I genuinely do.
I miss one team on the schedule. I miss North Carolina, who put up 50. They gave up 70.
They gave up 70. That's what I was saying. I mean, holy smokes.
The first quarter was James Madison was up 25-14 after 15 minutes of play.
Crazy.
And then they put up 28 points in the second quarter. Incredible. All right, tell us about NLS Cleaning.
Yeah, man. NLS Cleaning, we're continuing to push, like I always say, and it's been awesome, especially as we're coming into the holiday season. People are reaching out just to get their houses cleaned up, getting their businesses cleaned up, ready for the holidays, for the lights. This is a big time of year for a lot of our small companies here in Jax. So I think making it the best is just giving them a clean property to come in and buy whatever products that they're coming to get. So we've been doing a lot of that, and just working with our local businesses is a big part of what we do at NLS Cleaning. We work with a lot of large chains as well, a lot of well-known names across the country. But in terms of here in Jax, we genuinely appreciate the local business connections that we've had. So if you guys ever need anything when it comes to your exterior of your building or your home, reach out. Number is 904-708-8802. You could take a look at our website at nlscleaning.net. You could take a look at kind of what we do and who we are. And yeah, we would love to kind of help anybody here in Jax that needs some exterior cleaning.
Always good to see you, big man.
Same, Rick.
All right, there he goes. Nile Lawrence-Stample. Check him out. He just gave you all the info and, of course, won a national title at Florida State. Also played on that defensive line for the Cleveland Browns. All right, you want to comment on anything you just heard Nile and I talk about with Florida State or the Jaguars? And let's look at the text line. Oh, my goodness, is this thing burning up. 641-1010. That is the best way for you to get on it. I have to read some of these. There's a ton of good stuff from you coming in, as always, on our text line, which is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
A sturdy defense keeps your end zone safe like a superior fence keeps your family and pets safe.
It's fantastic.
After the game, catch the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game.
What a baller.
On 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our two blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion, wow customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, where you can score big all season long.
Rita, Jorge, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I've known Glenn Cohen for a long time as a friend and a lawyer. Persistent and fair, Glenn and his firm have represented clients from North Florida and South Georgia for over 40 years in all kinds of personal injury cases. If I had such a case, call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
When pests invade your space, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, we show up for you and eliminate pests quicker. Because we care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so do we. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Hey, there's a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event going on right now at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Monahan's is known for its natural diamonds and gemstones, but we've had so much demand for lab-grown diamonds that now through the end of September, Monahan Jewelers is having a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event. We've brought in a huge selection of lab-grown diamonds and jewelry to meet this incredible demand. Lab-grown diamond sales event now through the end of September at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
This is Corona Premier. It's the light beer you didn't know was a light beer. Until right. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now, Corona Premier, an unexpectedly light beer.
If your IT, data security, and your office copiers are operating perfectly, you must have hired ABS, Advanced Business Solutions, as your technology partner.
Advanced Business Solutions.
Right now, they're on their way to ruin your day. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. And if you're not prepared, you will suffer. Yes, it's that time of the year. Heat and humidity are attacking North Florida. But help is at hand. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike Merritt has a license to chill and lets you maintain your comfort zone at a bargain price. How? Mike Merritt stands ready to help, routine or emergencies. And Mike Merritt knows emergencies can happen at any time. So with Mike, there's never any overtime charges. And Mike's team works without commissions. Merritt will never try to sell you parts you don't need. You can't trust just anyone with a truck. Call Mike Merritt, the company North Florida has trusted for 35 years. Call today. License number CAC 050384.
Meet Jennifer, talking about her experience with BioTarget Regenerative Therapy at Injury Care Centers.
I'm a music teacher and play the piano, and I was unable to play the piano at all due to pain from carpal tunnel. I did notice a significant difference after the first treatment. I was in immense pain and unable to work, and I woke up the following day able to fully move my wrist again. I was a pill popper. I would take ibuprofen all the time to help manage my pain, and it did not really do a great job. What really sold me was knowing that if it was not successful, I'd be able to get all of my money back. So I would highly recommend it to anybody who's experiencing any type of pain.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget Regenerative Therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit GoBioTarget.com today.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors, and with great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? How about scheduling a free consultation or just stop by the Pella showroom right there on Phillips Highway next to Tesla? Pella's professional consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. From simple projects to complex renovations, their team has the experience needed to make your project a success. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Dailies Dash today to get your delicious Duval sub. Dailies is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
That's what the world needs right now, some Eddie Money. The late Eddie Money. Former New York cop. All about the lyrics. Music never disappoints. Classic rock doesn't go 2 for 11 on third down. I'll tell you that right now. Classic rock isn't 32nd on average drive start in the NFL. Classic rock, including Eddie Money, isn't 26th in the NFL in average time for a drive. 2 minutes and 36 seconds. 27th in the NFL in offensive plays per drive. 5.74. The offense is awful. It is terrible. How did this happen? I mean, right now you are 30th in the NFL. You're averaging 13.3 points a game. Your defense is allowing 28.3. You're allowing 15 points a game more than you're scoring. It's frightening. Oh, my goodness. Really, really, really bad. Is that right? 85? Let me look that up. As we do that, you went to Tampa on Saturday. How was that?
I did.
I think South Florida's a good team. Miami crushed them.
Yeah, South Florida played really good in the first half. They some of their scoring was a little fluky. They had like 250 plus. One of them was a 58-yarder. I didn't realize Martin Grammatica's son plays for USF.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was drilling kicks. So they ran the Philly special. They scored a touchdown on Doug Peterson's favorite play. But besides that, it was over at halftime. They shut them down. They literally didn't score at half. Miami was done playing with their food. And it's fun watching an offense that just scores at will like that. It was very Bills-esque.
Yeah.
You know, Cam Ward, his total control at the line of scrimmage. You know, he's communicating with every single wide receiver, the offensive line. You know, he's got these touching his helmet, he's touching his feet. You know, they all got all these. He's in total command, and it's really fun to watch this kid. I don't know if he'll win the Heisman. Obviously, very early days, injuries, losses, all that could happen. But right now, I mean, he's got to be the front runner. He's so much fun out there.
As a Heisman voter, a longtime Heisman voter, they don't want me to really dive into who I'm really considering,
right.
But it's tough to argue.
And the one pick he did have was like off of a guy caught it and then inexplicably like threw the ball in the air and they caught it. So it was more of a fumble. But yeah, he basically has like 2 interceptions this season and I think 15 touchdowns.
Oh, he's fun to watch. Him and Travis Hunter. My God, Colorado game. That was just insane what he's doing. And
what an ending.
We'll get an understanding with Carson Beck and what happens. We'll start to move towards that game this weekend.
Yeah, if he goes off and beats Alabama, he's certainly the front runner.
Tim Brando tomorrow, by the way, at 6:20 on Wednesday. So Mike Silver tomorrow, John Osher, Tim Brando. We're really packed on Wednesday. 3820 says, notice Dougie P is treating T-Law like he did Wentz. The question is, will Shaw get rid of Dougie before T-Law is damaged forever? Again, this still really shocks me. I'm not going to change my tune here mid-sentence. I'm not going to do it. I thought Doug Peterson was the right man for Trevor Lawrence. And right now, it just – this offense is so stagnant. It looks like the offense needs to totally change. Now, I just witnessed one of the most premier offenses in the world in Buffalo. And what they did. But, you just look at that and you're like, why can't Jacksonville be a little bit more like what Buffalo is doing? I don't have an answer for you there. 3222 says, Blue, why not bring Belichick on board now? This team Doesn't need a player's coach to need a heavy. No, they wouldn't react to it. Today's players, I don't know what's going to happen with Belichick, and he would never come in now. I mean, he's got a cush job, and he wants to get hired in January and be a part of free agency and be part of the NFL draft and be a part of a rebuild. I also think Bill Belichick he's going to go someplace that has a quarterback, and he may think he can fix Trevor Lawrence. Wasn't too long ago where Trevor wasn't playing bad football. Okay? But no, bringing him in now.
He wants total control.
No doubt.
That was part of the thing in Atlanta why it probably probably why they didn't hire him was, but here that would be perfect. I mean, Shad Khan would be willing to give him complete control of everything.
Oh, I see Bulky telling Belichick what to do. Bulky's going to survive. You people just need to understand that, okay? Bulky's going to be around after we're all gone. He's the number one man in this city. Bulky's ranked higher than Trevor. Okay? And yeah, I would have fired him 2 years ago. I said it on the radio. I can't take it back, right? I mean, I would have fired him a couple of years ago. I saw him in the locker room after the game last night. I don't know. I think it's a volatile. I think the word on Bulky is I'm kind of searching for it. An unhappy house, maybe. You don't hear any warm and fuzzy stuff, nor do you need to with a general manager, but it always feels restrained. It feels toxic.
Like on edge?
Yeah. But there also feels like I did my job. You do your job.
Which is crazy because look at the people who he's paid and what they're doing. First of all, look at the people he's brought in this offseason. Like Eric Armstead, I mean, what a complete failure that is.
We don't need to practice him in August.
No.
He's ready.
A veteran. He'll be ready to play.
Mitch Morse.
Oh, my God. I mean, just terrible. And then, I mean, Kirk has been decent here, but certainly not worth the money they pay this guy.
Anymore.
And he dropped a pass in the end zone last night. He's like one of the highest paid receivers in football, folks. We don't have to talk about Trevor. We already know that. Josh Allen, they could have tagged him, they could have tagged Ridley, allowing them to give Josh Allen along. Instead, they had to tag Josh Allen, and then they couldn't tag anybody else, and then they signed him later. It was just like a whole cluster this offseason. It's just mistake after mistake. You look at the draft picks. We talked last week how the number, second pick was a healthy scratch. You look at the second round picks he made are all terrible. Like, it's just never ending crap from Trent Baalke. So how can you be in the locker room with an attitude of I've done my job, now you do yours?
I think that's
crazy.
Well, he talked about onboarding.
He certainly did. He put it all on Doug.
And he doesn't appear to be wrong. I mean, I don't think he was in big fan of me asking him a couple of years ago, well, why didn't add a free agent defensive end when there was 7 or 8 of them available?
He asked you for specifics, and my boy Ballou immediately had like 10 specifics.
Here's where I am, though, and this is where I've always been. And if you're a regular listener, I've been saying it forever. I am totally convinced that Doug Peterson was not Trent Baalke's guy. And if he was, he went about that hiring process about as poorly as any general manager ever could. He brought Peterson in, and he brought in Jim Caldwell when the season was still going on. Jacksonville had such an opportunity to get ahead of everyone else. And they didn't. They let 4+ weeks go by. Laughable. And then they settled on Doug Peterson, but they allowed all these rumors. The Leftwich, the Eberflus, I'm convinced. How did he change? Oh, we had to do our due diligence. No. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. You interviewed him. He's the guy or he's not the guy. And it's all about Trevor Lawrence. I don't know this. It's my opinion. I think Trent Baalke would have, if he had 100% full autonomy of this organization, he would have hired Matt Eberflus. That's my opinion. He hired Doug Peterson, and now it's getting, or has gone sideways. So what's going to happen? They're going to start pointing fingers. And I'm going to stay with it. Trent Baalke's going to survive. He's going to survive. And you're going to go through, and your coaching, I mean, Byron Leftwich wouldn't come here because of him. So you have to understand that part of the equation. When you start identifying names, there's going to be, well, it's tough to work with Trent Baalke. So if you have a list of 5 names, before we even carry on anything else, immediately take 2 or 3 of those names off the list. That's what I believe. You know, I just do. He is stuck on his ways. But it doesn't matter what I think. And it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. Not named Shad Khan. That's the only one that matters to Trent Baalke is Shad Khan. And I believe right now, Trent Baalke has the year of Shad Khan. And that this thing will end up falling on the head and shoulders of Doug Peterson and probably the entire staff. Just my way of thinking. All right, we got much more to do. Take you up until 8 o'clock. Hacker Nation getting set to join you as well. He will do so at 8 here on your home of the Jags.
Duval. That's right, I'm Tommy Mack, and it's all about Duval and defense. Offense, special teams, baby. Check me out every Friday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate. Get the best guarantee in the window replacement business. Save money on your new windows and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
He played in the first great era in Gators football history. Now he gives his take on today's Swamp storylines. Former Gator Chris Doring joins Dan and Jeff on the Drill Tuesday morning on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Think you can't afford to buy a home? Think again. Lennar offers a range of new homes at affordable prices with a simple and hassle-free buying experience. Every home comes with our Everything's Included package, which means you get premium features and upgrades at no extra cost. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as extra cost. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 3.99% and no closing costs on select homes when you finance through Lennar Mortgage. Call us at 904-917-2372 to find your dream home today. Lennar, the home for you.
Thermal Engineers is hiring. Thermal Engineers is a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for over 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers. How does top pay, 401k, and full benefits sound? And a signing bonus. Is it time for a positive change in your career? Join the family-oriented commercial HVAC contractor at Thermal Engineers. Call 230-1172 or go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., an equal opportunity employer.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood's. You hear about guarantees and warranties. What is Underwood's policy?
Frank, to talk about guarantees and warranties, you have to look at our history of over 70 years in business. Underwood's entire reason for existence is and has been to offer fine products that will be used with such satisfaction that both the giver and the receiver will want to come back. And hopefully they'll tell their friends about us. To do this means we've got to try our hardest to satisfy every customer. All of our people understand that. Now, I'm sure over the years we've made a few mistakes, but we've never failed to make good on any Underwood product that was returned with a legitimate customer complaint. Our entire reputation would mean nothing if we didn't conduct ourselves that way. Simply put, conducting our business with integrity is a lot more important to Underwood's and our customers than all the guarantees, warranties, and contrived legal obligations in the world. And you've got Underwood's word, my word, and all of our people's word on that.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Ballou here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, it's been an awful 24 hours for you. Right now, what, 7:43, so this game was midway through the first quarter last night. You could already see it. I mean, that early. 10-play drive, 75 yards, 5.5 minutes, 6-0 Buffalo, 3-0 for the Jags. Gosh, man. I mean, at least for a quarter and a half, I hate it for you fans. I do. I hate it for the fans. People have been through so much. And let me say this, too, because I've given them a hard time over the years. Bills Mafia, what a great fan base. What a phenomenal fan base. They're not in the class of you. They're not in the class of Duval. But they've never won squat in Buffalo. Okay? In anything. But and I've been to plenty. I've been to 4 or 5 games in Buffalo. Not to mention one in London, one in several here. I think they played one in London years ago. Not the one last year, but like going back. I want to say E.J. Manuel might have been the quarterback. I don't know. They all blend together. I hate it for you. I do. I hate it for the fans. But here's where we are. A vote of confidence by Shad Khan. to Doug Peterson. Peterson said so. As a matter of fact, do we have that clip? If we do, let's play that real quick. Doug Peterson, it was the very first question he was asked today on Tuesday about his well-reported, very lengthy meeting with Shad Khan after last night's loss.
Yeah, we've had great conversations, before and after football games. And, obviously those conversations are private and all of that. But, he's very supportive, been supportive, and continues to be supportive of what we're doing.
Demetrius Harvey, who I was hanging with last night, him and Mike DiRocco, two outstanding beat writers, one for the Florida Times Union, the other for ESPN. We were talking about a lot of good stuff last night as we were. And you know what was unbelievable in Buffalo, too? It's the oldest, outside of Arrowhead and Soldier and Lambeau, it's the oldest stadium. They're building a new stadium. But we didn't, every time I've ever been to Buffalo, at least recently, I was a sideline reporter, so I came up, with the team and it walked right into where the press conference was. We couldn't find where the press conference was going to be. It's a good thing Doug Peterson was really late. We had to go outside. And it was pouring. Okay, so we didn't know. We left our jackets and our whatever back inside. I guess we knew it was raining because we could see it from the press, but we didn't know
you had to go outside.
Yeah, we didn't know we had to go outside. I mean, there's not too many places in the world as far as a stadium where if you're going from the press box to where the press conference is going to be, you have to actually go into the bowels of the stadium and outside, and that's what we did. So, and all of a sudden we were soaked, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean that stadium. No signs or anything like that.
Old school.
Definitely. How does this sound? The two teams that Jacksonville has lost to outside of the Buffalo Bills, Miami and Cleveland, are a combined 0-4, and they've been outscored, are you ready for this? 109-45. They have been completely annihilated.
And I do put some of that on Tua's injury, but yes. I mean, the Browns are just absolutely atrocious. And yeah, even with Tua, that Week 2 game, he played for 90% of it and got destroyed by Buffalo. And at the time, we thought the Jags are losing in 2 playoff teams from last year, but it looks like they just lost to 2 crappy teams from this year.
Short week. Tomorrow, Trevor Lawrence will speak. First off, Doug Peterson, apparently it's going to happen again tomorrow, so he's going to speak for a third consecutive day. He did today via Zoom.
It was cut short.
Yeah.
So I don't...
Was there a technical glitch?
I don't know.
I was traveling back from Buffalo. So tomorrow it's Peterson, Lawrence. On Thursday, you get Press Taylor and Ryan Nielsen. I'll be in the open locker room that day, so I'll have plenty of interviews on Thursday. And then Doug Peterson will talk with us on Friday before they get to Houston on Saturday. Tomorrow night's show is going to be very busy, though. Michael Silver is going to join us. Looking forward to talking some NFL with him. John Osher will join us from the Jaguars at Jaguars.com. And Tim Brando right out of the gate at 6:20. Brando's got...
He had a great one last weekend.
He did. He
Friday
absolutely
night,
did.
It was the Illinois-Nebraska came down to the wire. He's been getting some good ones.
Let me see. I think he's at Rutgers.
Yeah, they got a Friday night one.
Yeah, it's UW at Rutgers. You talk about a Big Ten clash, okay? I mean, that is Big Ten
so
football.
Traditional.
The University of Washington, which did lose to one of the only 2 remaining teams in the Pac-12 or Pac-2, whatever it is that they call it in Wazoo. Yeah, Washington goes to New Jersey. So that'll be at 8 o'clock coming up on Friday night. So we're going to get to talk with Tim Brando. That'll be tomorrow, right out of the gate. We'll do that at 6:20 for you right here on a Wednesday.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
Hack Nation is here.
You don't really realize how long 24 hours is until I think back to earlier today when I was here doing the fifth quarter, and that seems like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We did 12:30 to 2:30 earlier today, and now here we are, 18, 19 hours later for Hacker After Dark.
Wow. If there was ever a team that needed to play a football game, even though they're beaten up tomorrow, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You followed them every game. I've followed them every game. That was top 5 most pathetic performance I can ever remember. I am just fuming at some of the things that I saw. I'm going to get a lot into it tonight, but I feel bad. I got to eat crow. I was the president of the Trent Baalke fan club this offseason. I was talking about masterclass and how great he is, and the one caveat was the offensive line and the pass rush.
Yeah.
And last night, they didn't have any of either. No. And if you and me and everybody else here on 1010XL and Jaguar fans, if we knew they had nothing behind Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker, how did we know that? The general manager who's making millions of dollars did not know that.
I don't know.
It's either arrogance, incompetence, or ignorance, one of the two.
Yeah, and he's going to survive this.
Boy,
I don't think Peterson and the staff is. I think there'll be if you put $10,000 on the table and said to me, come January when everything changes, I think Trent Baalke survives this.
He would be you think he has a third head coach to work with?
Yes.
Because he worked with Urban, and then he's worked with Doug, and if he gets look, Shad did this with Dave Caldwell. Now let's throw the thing out there. Dave Caldwell's a nice guy. Okay, great. Now that we got that out of the way, great guy. And we're contractually obligated to say that. He was a horrific general manager. Now Trent Baalke is better than Dave Caldwell. And Trent Baalke is better than Shaq Harris, and he's certainly better than Gene Smith. But, man, the offensive line, I'm so tired of seeing Cam Robinson right now. I really am. I'm tired of seeing him play left tackle. And the fact that they couldn't get any pressure whatsoever on Josh Allen, we knew that. And we've known it for 2 years, and they don't bring any veterans in. And the reason, Rick, I don't think they brought a veteran in is because Baalke used the number 1 pick on Trayvon Walker. Right. And if they bring in a veteran, maybe that undermines his own pick.
Well, they did bring in a veteran. He's not even playing inside. And Eric Armstead, so they
Eric Armstead did as much as you and I did on the stat line last night. He didn't show up on the stat line.
Well, and neither did Roy Robertson Harris. He missed 2 tackles and didn't have a tackle. This is why I think he survives it. Here's his quote. Make no mistake, this is the best team assembled by the Jacksonville Jaguars ever. Best players, best coaches, but most importantly, let's prove it by winning now. That's Shad Khan, 100% in support of the team that Trent Baalke put together.
You know, we had some really interesting calls last night, and I'd like to take credit for this, but I can't. There was one of the callers, and when he said it, like a light bulb went off in my head. Why do you think they didn't draft Aiden Hutchinson? Why do you think they took Trayvon Walker instead of Hutchinson?
Short arms.
Short arms. Could it have anything to do with Jim Harbaugh being Aiden Hutchinson's head coach?
Yeah.
And the fact that Baalke and Baalke hates Harbaugh? When a guy said that last night, I just had a light bulb go off in my head. I'm like, I hope that's not the case. But that seems about as petty as anything, and it would not surprise me if that had something to do with it.
All right, there's so many ways we can go with this, but I want to let you go so you can do your show. But to me, the biggest concern, Houston, they just got blown up, so they're going to be upset. They got these fast wide receivers as well. Jacksonville couldn't do anything to slow down Buffalo's passing game last night. How are you going to turn around and do that this week against Houston?
Look, I know that we're supposed to give optimism, right? Glass half full perception of the Jaguars. They're going to get killed on Sunday. Houston's going to kill them. If they play like they did yesterday, I mean, it's going to be another blowout. Houston's coming off a 27-point loss of their own. They're at home. They smell blood in the water. I don't see a way that Jacksonville wins this game.
What's coming up?
With that, Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com will join me, Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4. And I got to talk a little college football. Florida State with a win, Florida with a win. Got to talk a little positivity. So our guy, Mike Huguenin, will join me in the 9 o'clock hour.
All right, man. Have a great night.
Thanks, Rick.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Tim Brando at 6:20. He will join us. And John Oehser tomorrow night. Mike Silver as well. 6 to 8 Wednesday on your home of the Jags. That sun's coming out tomorrow. I can feel it. I can feel that sun. I won't be up by the time it gets up, but it's going to come up. And then the Jaguars are going to go to Houston and win a big divisional football game. Oh, come on! It's Trent Baalke's world, people. We're just living in it.